Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Demy Sahhan. I'm from Poltekkes Tasikmalaya and medical record major. This is where I should take a place for my speech. I think we're going to start to see new model civic advocacy, where people get together in a while to protest. But it's more about an ongoing, sustained engagement in issues, network, and communities about which people care. Alex Stephen. The beginning of the student movement, which arose during 1960, it is important for you to know. It is important for you to remember that the catalyst for the rise of the student movement is attributed to the desire to end the conformist cultures in the 1950s and to liberate African Americans from the social inequality and frustrations that they face. The ideas of the younger generations of the 1950s were translated into actions during the 1960s. And how about in Indonesia? In Indonesia, in 1997, the economic crisis increasingly hit Indonesia, which is increasingly encouraging people's desire to make change. Actually, this crisis is not the only cause of the student movement that occurred in my own 1998. In 1974, there are an act of rejection of the students to the foreign investors who were coming into the country. Until we know that incidents is called as malari, or we can call in Indonesian language malapetaka 15 hari. However, since the existence of the movement, the political arena for students are narrow, so that their critical ideas cannot be channeled. Afterwards, the student has only the obligations to study and learn without having to deal with the political situations. If anyone who dare to oppose or to express their criticism to the government, that the person will be dealing by the armed force, arrested or in prison. Student movement in my own 1998 is the most historic period. All the students in Indonesia were thus with intellectuals risked their lives for the nation. So now, it had been a touch in the history of Indonesians' reform, deservedly remembered and appreciated. Not only starting in West Sumatra, in UE, ITB, and Pajajaran University. Everyone, as we often hear about their sacrifice in the three Sakti Semanggi, in Semanggi I, Semanggi II, Cimanggis even, Gijan even, and Lampung tragedy. And how about now? Nowadays, the student movement has free space of motion and take more actions without any bending the new other government. As the intellectuals who have an awareness of the national, the student must uphold human values which defend the ordinary people. Because you know what? This is important to know. Because we are an agent of change. In the midst of a far different atmosphere from the new order, the students should be active again to criticize the government, performance, and their culture that has mushroom in it. and we can call that is familiar, KKN, or we can call corruptions, collusions, and nepotism. The practice has been detrimental to the civil society. However, why? After the 1998 student movement, there's nothing appear again. Some big student movement that can influence the policy. In these situations, should be increasingly showing their critical. And for the future, the movement that have been done by the students should be more organized and focused to minimize the casualties. Maybe there is so much more effective way to do something dramatic in the democratic era already. Therefore, the student movement are expected to continue to be at the forefront to defend the interests of the ordinary people. And I got something from Oppenheimer Martins. He said that the student movement, as a response to alienations, it is the concept of alienation is divine in such a way to identify more precisely to the student movement is alienated from or about. The concept of alienations is broken down to 5 distinct but related types: alien from decision making, self, the meaning of existence, society, and a system. Everyone, there may be times when we are forced to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest heroically. That brings our morning close, and thank you for your cooperative, attentive listening. I think I enjoyed to be with you today, and I hope this speech can give you more knowledge and usable for one day. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.